There was a time where SABC2 struck gold. There was a time where grown men were running back home before 4:30 starts. From suburbs to townships, grown men running home. Let me get that straight. This show inspired a lot of generations to become anime fans, such as your little brother and your older cousin. So right, like the title said, Dragon Ball Z, the anime that had South Africa in the chokehold. Top 1, the setup. The 4:30 chokehold. There was a time in South Africa when 4:30 on SABC2 was scared. Not for news, not for sports, not for Sophies, but for Dragon Ball Z. Yes, a time when grown men would leave work and run home just to catch the next episode. My uncle used to tell me stories of 5 grown men sprinting from the taxi rank to their houses because they couldn't miss Goku's latest fight. Yes, kids stopped playing outside. Parents couldn't get the remote back. The township was completely locked in. That chokehold Dragon Ball Z had on South Africa. And honestly, we haven't seen anything like it since. Part 2, the domination. The numbers don't lie. Now let's talk about the numbers because they're actually insane. In 2012, September, Dragon Ball Z Kai pulled an 8.3 rating with a 44.2 shares amongst kids aged 4 to 14. That's massive for free-to-air TV in South Africa. Yeah, SABC2 was making money. But it wasn't just kids. As columnist Tonga Kwasa wrote, I truly knew of its dominance when passing by a TV store and watching 5 grown men, not glued to the screen, playing the live soccer matches, but the screen was showing a Dragon Ball Z movie. Dragon Ball Z debuted on SABC2 on June the 3rd, 2002 and became a culture phenomenon. The show ran in the prime afternoon slots, filling a gap that no other show could match. And when Dragon Ball Z Super aired in 2019 on SABC, it was still bringing in 700,000 viewers per episode, almost 20 years ago after the original debut. That's legacy. That's power. Part 3. Why it had us in a chokehold. So, why did Dragon Ball Z hit different in South Africa? First, the timing. The show aired at 4:30, right after school, right before your parents got home. Kids had the remote at the parents' moment. Second, the storytelling. It wasn't just a cartoon. It was, like Nkwana said, Dragon Ball Z broke the mold of local shares by being an action-packed soapy, dragging long storyline and interwebbing them with endless action scenes. Third, the relatability. Nkwana has explained how the story resonates with Black South Africans. Goku is often coded as a resilient superhero, something that relates to the lived experience of Black people who constantly overcome challenges due to their prejudice. The villain Frieza even calls Saiyans monkeys, a direct parallel to the racism Black South Africans experienced when Goku transformed into a Super Saiyan. It became a turning point that flipped the whole story idea on its head, such as when Mandela got free. It wasn't just a cartoon, it was empowerment. Part 4, the fallout. What happened to prime time? So what happened? Why did SABC2 prime time slot go from being unmissable to unforgettable? The shift happened when SABC stopped airing Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Super aired in 2019 and brought in 700,000 viewers per episode, but it was the first Dragon Ball series not to air on SABC2, instead airing on Cartoon Network starting in April 2020, the good old COVID days. The 5 p.m. slot that once featured Dragon Ball Z went to Yu-Gi-Oh!, Naruto and One Piece, which carried the legacy very strongly, but was slowly replaced with more kid-friendly programs. It really sucked. Anime on SABC2 hasn't been the same. It basically just disappeared. What replaced it showed and don't hit the same way. Nothing with complexity, the action or emotional weight of Dragon Ball Z. One of the main reasons the removal of anime from prime time without the action-packed storytelling and storylines and iconic characters, the magic was gone. Just disappeared, like I said. Part 5, the memories. Why we want it back so bad. Like for reals, bring it back. Ask any South Africans who grew up in the 2000s about Dragon Ball Z, and you'll see their eyes light up. The memories, the nostalgia, rushing home from school to catch the latest episode, debuting or debating with your friends who would win in a fight, Goku or Vegeta, running to the TV store to watch with random strangers because you didn't have a TV at home. The collective gasp when Goku first went Super Saiyan. It brought a nation together, rich and poor townships and suburbs. Everyone had one thing in common. They couldn't miss Dragon Ball Z. As a fan put it, a production shown to target audience who once had access to TV. The offer programming that was typically tame. Dragon Ball showed and shocked audience expectation. Nowadays, SABC2 programming feels sanitized, boring, aimed at kids who don't care, and complex storytelling. Like, to be honest, most of these kids are on their phones. Gen Alpha be stuck on YouTube. Shout out to my Gen Alpha fans. There's nothing that grabs you the way Dragon Ball Z did. We needed to bring it back. Bring back the culture. So, we come to the end. I'm sorry guys, but this is it. Dragon Ball Z wasn't just a show, it was an event, a ritual, a moment that defined a generation. From grown men running from home to watch it, to 700,000 viewers still tuning in years later to beat the Super Saiyan transformation that felt like a revolution. It put South Africans in a chokehold and we loved every second of it. And honestly, we need that energy back on SABC2. Like, if you guys want money, bring it back. What do you guys think? Should SABC2 bring it back? Animes or Dragon Ball Z or some new anime to watch? Let me know in the comments. Like, follow for more.